Hello, Sam.
Hello there.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, good, thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Likewise.
So, first things first, Sam, to those who don't know you, tell me a bit about yourself. How would you introduce yourself? And actually, tell me a little bit more about you professionally. What's your history?
Sure. Well, I think one of the things I would always say to people is that I've been in this industry of healthcare for well over 20 years. I think it's over 25 years now. I don't want to say it. That gives my age away.
Mashallah, you don't look it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But the reality is I've been in healthcare for a long time, and I've been working in multiple regions around the world. I've been on both the clinical side of healthcare and I've also been on the tech side of healthcare. So I've had the pleasure of working in Asia, I've had the pleasure of working in Europe, I've had the pleasure of working in the UK. And over the last, I would say, 15 plus years, I've been here in the Middle East, specifically working out of Dubai and having Dubai as my base, really. And I've been really quite honored to have worked for some very large organizations in healthcare, like I've worked with Microsoft, who tried to make a big implementation in healthcare. I've worked with General Electric, GE. And the last 7 years, I've done work with Orion Health, building out some really quite large projects in the region, like Malafi and like Nafis. So that's probably my claim to fame. In the last 2 years, I've been really sort of managing and as a managing director for Dedalus in the region.
That's an amazing CV right there.
Thank you.
That's a lot of great brands. So we're here to talk about various things, but I
Sure.
have to first bring up your new release. It's very exciting. You're an author.
I know. I can't believe it myself. It's been something that I've been planning out for a while, and it's finally finished. It took a long time to write, and it's really interesting because as I was writing out the book, technology moved so much that we're probably going to have to produce a new book now. With the introduction of AI and ChatGPT, everything is just leapfrogged. So, yeah, it's exciting. The new book is called the NFT in Me. And really, it is more or less about the journey of innovation in healthcare and what's been happening the last few years and what I think and what I predict will happen in the coming 10 to 15 years.
I have to ask, where does the NFT mean? What inspired the name?
Yeah, it's actually quite a funny one because it's kind of a play on words from a company that I really like called 23andMe, which is a DNA company, a sequencing company. So I really sort of took that name a little bit and molded it into the NFT in me. Having, if you read the book, you'll understand a lot more, of course. But it's more about talking about really my digital footprint on the world, personalized to me. So hence why it's the NFT in me.
Amazing. I have to ask as well, in terms, your elevator pitch, when you tell somebody about the book and they've not read it as yet, what's your kind of 30-second description of it? What's your core mission or
Yeah,
message?
yeah, it's a great question because I think every time I answer that question, it's slightly different. But the truth is, it is about the way healthcare has moved on and how today the most precious thing in healthcare is data and how data has become the new oil, not only in banking and in finance, but also in healthcare, and how using that data we can actually create meaningful use to help people to live a longer, better quality of life. I think that's the underlying sentence really is, understanding your own data and using that data to embetter your daily life sequence, if you like.
100%. Now, data is a Pandora's box, but I love it, and we're going to talk about this
Sure.
in a little more detail. But before that, fusing the author and you,
Yeah.
along with your role at Dedalus, tell me a bit more about Dedalus's role in the healthcare industry at present and kind of its vision for the future and how you're working
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, sure. I mean, many people still don't know about Dedalus in the region, and they're starting to get to know that. But Dedalus is actually a big name, and they've been around for about 40 years. It's a pretty big company. If you look at Class Research, for example, they class Dedalus as the third largest healthcare software company in the world. And that's a pretty big feast, right? We're about 8,000 employees. And I think as of today, we have well over 200 plus products. So it's a huge organization. Most of our work, of course, is dominated in Europe. We do a lot of work in Asia and the Middle East and APAC. And of course, in the Middle East, I would say we're probably second in terms of EMR implementation. But at the same time, we have been going in acquisition mode, and we've been very lucky to acquire some really amazing technology. And we will continue to do that as the time goes by.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
So, what are the cutting edge solutions that Dedalus is bringing to healthcare along with their transformative effects? And how does NFTME mirror the company's mission, basically, or dedication to advancing healthcare?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, when you look at Dedalus has always been focused on the classic solutions. So we do a lot in laboratory, we do a lot in radiology, we do a lot in EMR. But at the same time, we have been heavily investing into the future and putting a lot of time and innovation and really looking at the liberation of data. And I think that's what everyone is looking at. What we have been investing very heavily in the last few years is our command center, which is really, if you like, if you think of a cup full of information, this is the lid for the cup that allows you to see everything. And a lot of AI and a lot of machine learning has gone into that to help you understand how to create efficiency in hospital or in healthcare environments. So we do a lot of that work in Dedalus today. And when you look into the book and when you get a chance to read it, you'll see the book is very much about taking data and creating that lid that's on top of the cup that gives you the sort of meaningful use into your own personal life and seeing the things how you can improve. So if you like, it's not just about, Dedalus looks at improving a large healthcare scope of hospitals and a much bigger, broader government level, where the book says, okay, well, let's bring that down, let's zoom it into an individual level and really personalize it for me and for you. So that's where the two kind of meet in the middle, if you like.
You've been hard at work.
It's been a tough journey, but I'm happy to be here.